So I never really had suspicions or superstitions in swimming. And aside from the usual, I turn off your power for some reason every time I go over to your house, I don't really believe in any. I do, however, believe that several teams and players believe in the superstition, and that a lot of the times they work. I think the rally monkey in Anaheim, in which LA Angels one day put a rally monkey when they were down by I think like 5 runs, and they came back to win the game. And so for years and years on after, if the Angels were down going into the last few innings, the rally monkey would play, and more often than not, they'd win. There's also the New York Yankees a couple years ago didn't shave for a week or two because they were on a win streak, and as they kept winning, their facial hair slowly got longer. Then the Yankees went into a cold spell, and that kind of went to the side, so that's an example of one that didn't work. So, I bet you are all wondering how my trip to Disney was. And now you're asking, why is it relevant to this video? Well, when I was down there, the last full day I was down there, I went to see my first ever spring training game. It was at the Disney's Wide World of Sports complex. It was the Atlanta Braves hosting the New York Yankees, and I had a good time. There wasn't really too much in the way of star power in the lineups. The Yankees brought up Didi Gregorius, Gleyber Torres, Greg Bird, Gary Sanchez, and the Braves, aside from Nick Markakis, I don't think they really too much have any current now stars. It was a nice game too. It was Sonny Gray versus Julio Teheran. It was a pitcher's duel, which was surprising because most of the Yankee spring training games before that, it was absolute slugfests, and that's what we were expecting. Although Gary Sanchez did have one mammoth home run to left field. Still, the Yankees did lose in the end. Once the regulars and starters came out and minor leaguers came in, the Braves took the lead, and it ended in a 3-1 game. But I gotta say, the Wide World of Sports is a great place. The stadium is absolutely beautiful. I hope Tampa Bay is taking notes for their new stadium in the Tampa Bay area, because this old mission-style colonial plantain, whatever you want to call about it, it's on the screen now. That's what they should have as their stadium. Food was nice, although it seemed like the staff was rather unprepared. There were long lines for food everywhere, and service was slow, but the food itself was good. I had this nice little pretzel cheese dog, whatever it was called. I honestly forget, but it was really good. The one thing I will say that was terrible was the traffic. There's only one way in or out of that stadium, and it was downright miserable getting out. It took a half hour just to get from the parking lot to the road. There was no one directing traffic for most of that time. And then when we get to the first traffic light, it goes 5 seconds green, then yellow, then red, and sits for 2 minutes, then repeats the process again. So while I will say that I would love to go again, and it was a great experience, Disney actually has to do some work on those roads over there, which, to be fair, they are. Overall, it was a great experience. A new first for me, seeing a sporting event before the season actually matters. It was fun seeing some of the up-and-coming talent that, for the most part, you usually don't get to see if you're, say, just going to a Yankees game and not going to the Scranton Rail Riders or the Staten Island Yankees. Joe, has there been ever a time when you had a first experience in sports and you were absolutely impressed by it? Let me know. Until then, I'll see you next time.